Here's a little tutorial on the new Marksheet for Project 2. Basically, drawn inspiration on the Marksheet that photography use for their final projects, which is done in Excel and has a lot of auto calculations. I tried to do it in Word, just couldn't succeed with what I wanted to achieve, so I've created one in Excel. The whole idea behind it is it means we have one Marksheet rather than three. All of the marking strands are catered for. It saves us having to do our own calculations, adding up columns, having to mark out of random numbers depending on what strand they're on. Everything's now just marked out of 100. I'll just open it up and you can have a good old look, but hopefully this will save us a lot of time and make the whole process a lot easier. For those of you on assessing FTV 3002, I'm going to create a Marksheet for that as well, along the exact same lines as this. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up and go into Excel. And here you go. So this is what the Marksheet looks like. Titles, areas to add text, your name, their role, their group members if applicable, their title of the project, tutor, the date you're assessing on, and the second marker's name. The learning outcomes, so you've got them there just so you can remember, because remember this one for 3005 has this additional one all about marketing and distribution. And then what I've done here is I've created an area for every single section we're assessing them on. So R&D, research and development, a little bit of information taken directly from the module guide, and then I've got these pro forma boxes just to give you, or give us all, and give the students a little bit of feedback without the need to constantly be writing similar stuff, because I don't know about yourselves, but I find I'm writing the same information quite often, and it normally is along the lines of these, and I've based this on various different modules as well as the guides on what different levels of work should be. If you could all have a look at here, look on here and let me know if any of the wording seems out of place, especially for your pathways. I want a uniform mark sheet for every area. I'm hoping what is written here is uniform, but anyway, what you'll see is you've got a clear indication of where, depending on the grade people have, what they are. So if they're in the 80s plus, this is a description of what they're going to have. Then there's a place to add additional feedback, and then there's the grade at the bottom. You'll see there's one for the media created in the product, the electronic press kit, the critical analysis, and there's also one for exhibition. And then there's the final grade and a chance for the double marker to add some feedback there. Let's have a little look at it. So, student name, going to be original. It's going to be Jack. Production role, Marksheet maker. This is when we all discover how bad I am at spelling. Group members, it's going to be Dave and Bob. And project title, Marksheet Fun Times. So, there we go. Tutor, it's going to be Jack. It's a Sunday. Give me a break. The date. What is the date? Let's try and have some realism with this. It's the 15th of April. There we go. Second marker. It's going to be Jess, sticking with the J's. Right, so research and development. Well, Jack, your research and development, it's not great. I've looked through it and I'm going to say I agree with everything that's in the 40s, maybe a little bit more, so it's going to be 42. I'm going to add feedback. Must do better. Media created, however, this is wonderful. This is a first easily. I've agreed everything that's been said about 70 plus, so I'm going to go straight in there. It's even higher, it's a 78, and I'm going to write wonderful stuff. Really loved the colours. There you go. Electronic press kit. Just going to put great stuff to get through this, and it was a 60, a solid 60. No, 60. Their critical analysis, No academic references. So where's that? References has been used. You haven't placed your work. Lack of academic sources. Yeah, I'm going to go, it's a 40 plus. So I'm going to put that on a 45. Read some books, please. There you go. And then for the sake of the purposes, I'm going to just add something in the exhibition. Wow factor, big time. And it's going to be a 75 for there. Now, what you'll see is all of the grades have been auto-generated. It's really interesting, and one of the things I found myself doing last time was actually calculating what each student would have got if they'd chosen a different strand. Now, all these strands have a lot of similarities to them. You will see here if a student had really done pretty poorly on their exhibition, they really would get hit by it quite a bit. But strand 1 and strand 2 have got some fairly similar, not too far out between it. I imagine if we were doing this Marksheet, we had last semester strand 1, which is development, we'd see a huge shift with these current grades. But basically, if I can talk about what's going on underneath, I've protected the Marksheet, so you can't go in and change anything other than the aspects that are designed to be changed. So you can't come in here and change the formula. Now set these formulas up so that the R&D is weighted correctly depending on which strand they're on, and so on and so forth. And strand 1 and strand 2 don't have anything for the exhibition. That's why you can see here, if I go down and change it, the only one that's changing is strand 3. Right, and then this double marker stuff. Well, I loved it. Happy face. Right, there you go. So that's basically what's going on here. The only things you can change are these specific areas and then the feedback and the grade. In the feedback section, it doesn't spell check, and it is also going to get to the point where it won't allow you to add much more. If you want to write more than these boxes allow, I would suggest having a separate Word document, creating just feedback within those, and I would actually recommend writing all your feedback in a separate Word document so it can double check your spelling and then copy and paste it into Excel. If you want to write reams and reams, that you do it in a different Word document and you just write in this box here, see attached document, and just give them another document of all of this in, because I don't think when you get to, I haven't fully tried it, but when you get to a certain point, I think it will no longer let you write anymore, or it will just disappear, which is not very useful for the students to have feedback that's not actually on the page. Right, so how does this all work? You'll see down here, we're on the master one. You've also got strand 1, strand 2, and strand 3 with print next to it. So these are the ones that are designed for students to see. If we go to strand 1 print, you'll see here that, that's annoying, but you'll see here that it's automatically been filled in. You shouldn't be able to change anything on this page. But it's automatically been filled in with the student's name, their role, their group members, title, tutor, and the date. It's got their learning outcomes. Now they'll have this whole pro forma so they can see what it means, and then it'll have their feedback and their grade. Right the way down here, their final grade, they're on portfolio because this is strand 1, and then they've got their double marker feedback. Strand 2, go all the way down to the bottom, media product. And then strand 3, if this is the strand they'd chosen, you can go all the way down and there's their final grade. Now these are designed that you then go File, Print, PDF, and you can see here it should be breaking it all up into nice pages. I've set it up and so far it's worked every single time. And you go to save as PDF, and save that wherever the heck you want. My desktop. Jack 1, or however you like to have your mark sheets done. And if this hasn't let me down, should be all printed off. Come on. my friend. Ooh, the wheel of... Anyway, there you go. So that's what can be printed off if you still need to print off anything for any reason, or this is just what will be uploaded. So this is what they'll see. I am not happy with the way that is cut off up there. I shall make sure I change that before it gets submitted. I'm not too sure why that's cutting off, but I'll quickly work on that. But really, that's not the end of the world. That's just my design brain not happy with that. And we should get the exact same outcome, though this time it'd be 13 pages rather than 11 if those eagle-eyed viewers, if you do it with exhibition, because there's 2 extra sections. So we will save as PDF, on the desktop, strand free. Yeah, I'll sort that out. So you see, it even says strand free exhibition at the top. And here you go, everything out and clear with their final grade down there. So that is doing, hopefully, you'll agree, all the hard work for us. Go for it again just to show you that it's not been preset, but it's now going to be the time of Tina. Tina. There you go. You'll see here it changes straight away. As easy as that. Right now, there's a 42 on research and development. Going to go down to research and development. Change that to an 82. You'll see that all of the grades now change at the bottom, and it's also changed here. Easy as that. I really look forward to your feedback on this. I really do hope this eases the process rather than makes it difficult. Please do let me know if I've missed anything. We've still got time before the main bulk of work has been submitted, so I can make a few changes. I'm going to look into that little formatting error, but in essence, that is the Marksheet. That's how it will work. I've tried all these. I've calculated them separately to work out if the same, with the strands, if the same equations work out, and to my many tests, it's all accurate. Though I do welcome, if you get the chance to open this up and have a complete smash through and see if it does work or doesn't work, I'd be very interested. So please do let me know. Any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch. And that is it. See you later.